Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching from. Ty Talk Sports here. I am back at the desk. It has been way too long since we have done a video here, but I am back and there is no time to waste. It is 10:18 the night before the tournament starts. Literally Colorado versus Boise State is going on right now. It's time to make some picks. Let's get to it. This is going to be a very fun video. I always do it every year. The last 2 years I've done it. Just a short, quick video about my predictions, a little bit of info as to why I think this team will win. Here's my predictions, my upsets, my Cinderella stories. It's all in here in this video for you guys. Enjoy it and maybe use it in your bracket. All right, let's get to the March Madness predictions right now. All right, guys, you know the drill. We got the predictions on the screen, wherever they are right now. You're seeing them as we're about to go through. First round, UConn, FAU. The team has a lot of starters coming back. Not really much of a high-deserving spot, but listen, they've been here before. They know how to do this. UAB over San Diego State. I mean, they got 4 players averaging double digits. This is going to be a fun matchup between Yaxel Lindenborg and Jaden Ledee. I think it's going to be a really fun one. Lindenborg is a absolute double-double machine. However, UAB has a lot of gutsy wins, so I think it's going to be close, but I think UAB is going to pull this one. I got Auburn over Yale, BYU, I don't even know how to pronounce that respectfully, Illinois, and then I have Drake over Washington State. This one is another fun one, one of my slider upsets. I mean, Drake is on a 5-game winning streak, and they're 35th in the nation in scoring, and Tucker DeVere's the 6th in the nation in scoring at 28 points per game, and he's 36% from behind the three-point line on 7.2 attempts. Look for him to have a big statement game that day. Iowa State, and that is going to close off the East region. Starting off with the West, North Carolina, Michigan State, Tom Izzo is really just inevitable. I got GCU over St. Mary's. This is one that I lost some sleep over, but I think this is going to be an interesting one. It's really a back and forth battle. St. Mary's has a very elite defense, but Grand Canyon has also a very elite offense. And Tyon Grant Foster, I mean, a 6'7" guard, averaging 20 and 7 a game. I think you're going to look to him to kind of get it going in the scoring column. Alabama over Charleston, New Mexico over Clemson. New Mexico has also a very elite offense as well. Very well-rounded. 4 players averaging 12 or more points per game. Dayton, oh wait, no, sorry, that's not my notes. We got Baylor, and now we're picking Dayton. And then Arizona, been really great all season. Had 1 or 2 up or down games, but I think they're going to be fine. They're going to be just fine. Houston over Longwood. And then I got Texas A&M. They've had a few big wins this season. Kind of a back-and-forth team as well, but they have showed up for big moments, competed with top-tier guys in the SEC. James Madison, the Dukes, 31-3. This is one of the bigger upsets. I know Wisconsin has kind of been hitting their stride lately, but James Madison, they're going to feel confident in themselves. Really elite offense as well. And then we got actual Duke, Jared McCain, Kyle Filipowski. I mean, some of these guys are just hitting their strides at just the right time. NC State over Texas Tech. Kentucky, really love Kentucky. And then I got Florida, whoever wins over Boise State or Colorado. Florida had a really great run, runner-up in the SEC championship, some big games throughout the season. And then we got Marquette over Western Kentucky. Now, in the Midwest, we got Purdue, Utah State, kind of been consistent all throughout the year. Now, Gonzaga, a lot of people are picking McNeese, but I think Gonzaga, Mark Few, there's a handful of guys. This roster is very well-rounded. 2 great forwards, 2 great guards. It's just a very well-rounded team and a really good defense as well. You got Graham Ike, Anton Watson, Nolan Hickman, Ryan Nembhard. Just 4 guys who are really doing well on both ends of the floor. Now, Samford over Kansas. Kevin McCauley Jr. is out. Their top scorer. That's a big deal. So you're going to look to see how Hunter Dickinson is going to, carry that load. But Samford, really elite offense. 5th in the nation at exactly 86 points per game. I think they're to come out on all cylinders, knowing they have a chance. South Carolina versus Oregon. Oregon, really great run in the Pac-12 championship, but South Carolina, you'll see. Creighton over Akron. Colorado State over Texas. They got a really big win against Virginia, who really didn't deserve to be there last night. I think they're going to carry that momentum over. Very well shooting the 3-ball as well. And then Tennessee over St. Peter's. You guys had a great run a few years ago, but it's not going to happen again. All right, now we have the round of 32. We're going to go UConn, Auburn, Illinois, and Iowa State. Lame. No upsets. 1 through 4 is what it is. West, North Carolina, Alabama, New Mexico. Baylor is a very inconsistent team. They really are. I don't think they're going to make a deep run. I think New Mexico they also, I know I've said it so many times, but there's a lot of teams in this tournament who have really good offenses, and that's going to be able to carry them throughout the course. I mean, like I said, Baylor's also very inconsistent. You don't know what you're going to get. Like I said, they have great wins against Iowa State, Texas Tech, Kansas, but they shoot very poorly from three, and they're also led by freshman Jacoby Walter. How is he going to step up? How is his impact throughout this tournament going to be? You're going to see, is he ready to step up in these big moments? Because throughout the season, haven't really seen that from this Baylor team. Arizona over Dayton, pretty simple. And then we got Houston, actual Duke University. I think they're finally going to start putting some pieces together, but it's not going to last much longer. And then we got Kentucky and Florida. I think Florida is going to be poised to kind of make a deeper run. And then in the Midwest, Purdue, Gonzaga. A lot of people don't really seem high on Gonzaga, and I was someone who was really not high on Gonzaga either, but I think they're going to be able to kind of get it going. They have a really good defense as well, and like I said, just a very well-rounded roster. Then South Carolina versus Creighton. South Carolina, I really like this. They have two really good bigs who are going to control the interior as they've done all season, and Collie Murray-Boyles and BJ Mack. I mean, and they had the best defense in the SEC, only allowing 67 points a game. I mean, they had a few iffy games going back and forth, especially that absolute smackdown they received in the SEC tournament to Auburn. But I think in the bright lights, this team can show up, and I think you're going to see guys like that step up. Colorado State versus Tennessee. Tennessee has had a really great run this year with obviously Dalton Connect, but it might not last much longer. Now, in the Sweet 16, we got UConn, Iowa State. Boring. A 1 versus 2. I'm sorry, but this region is just primed for those two teams to come out on top. In the West, North Carolina and Arizona. Another 1-2. I hate to do it, but sometimes you got to. And then in the South, we got Houston and Kentucky. I really love Kentucky. They've played extremely well all season, have one of the most elite offenses in the game between guys like Rob Dillingham, Reed Shepherd, Antonio Reeves. This is one of the most elite offenses that John Calipari has had in his time in Kentucky, and you're going to see that throughout the course of this tournament. Purdue versus Gonzaga. Give me the Zags. Listen, Purdue didn't have a great run last year, obviously going out to Fairleigh Dickinson. I don't think they're poised to make as much of a deeper run past better teams like the Zags. I don't see it. I think Gonzaga is going to be able to take them out on top. And now in the bottom, we got an SEC showdown between Tennessee and South Carolina. Give me the Gamecocks. Tennessee has been great this season. Dalton Connect has been great this season. But outside of him, there's really a lack of scoring. So is he going to show up that day? I don't know. And I think South Carolina, they have a very good defense, and I think they're going to be able to make other guys do the damage. And without the ball in Connect's hands, I think South Carolina is going to roll with it. And like I said, their two bigs are going to have to continue to control the interior throughout the tournament, which they've displayed that they can do throughout the course of this season. Okay, the Elite Eight. First round, UConn. If Iowa State and UConn weren't in the same region, Iowa State would definitely be in my Final Four. They had a really good tournament run, and they beat guys like Baylor and other teams as well. They beat Baylor and Houston in the Big 12 tournament, and they also beat Houston by a lot. They held Houston to 41 points. They scored 69. They're a really great defensive-minded team, but I just don't see anyone getting past UConn. A lot of starters coming back, championship DNA. They're ready to run this back. And then the Caleb Love game, North Carolina versus Arizona. Going to be an absolute thriller, but give me Arizona. Definitely give me Arizona. Now, Houston versus Kentucky. The best defense in this league versus one of the most elite offenses. And they say defense wins championships, but I'm going with John Calipari and the dudes from Kentucky. Just so many gifted scorers on that team. Now, Gonzaga versus South Carolina. I think the run is still going to continue for South Carolina. I really do. I really like the way that they've controlled the interior all season. As I said multiple times in this video before, I think they're going to do that again. While I know Gonzaga is a well-rounded team, I think that could go either way, but I really see South Carolina as a team who can step up when the lights are bright. Now, the Final Four. The Huskies. I'm rolling with the Huskies. They're going to keep it going. They're going to keep that momentum. It's really just at this point, how mentally strong can you be? And the Huskies have been here before. They know how to do this, and they're going to be able to do it. And it's going to be versus the Kentucky Wildcats. And in my final, I got to go with the Huskies. I do. And then we'll just say how many total points will be scored in the championship game. These are some high-scoring teams. We'll go 158. It's a high-scoring game, but I think it'll happen. Submit. The bracket has been made. My prediction is for the UConn Huskies to go back to back. Thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy this video, drop that like, and if you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe. I'm sorry I haven't been posting as much lately. With school and everything else I've been dealing with, it's so hard to finally get in front of the camera, back on the desk, and I'm glad to have finally done it. Listen, we're going to have a lot of great stuff coming. I'm getting the opportunities to do a lot of stuff at Arkansas football practice, and I have privileges to be posting that, so hopefully I'll be bringing some of that content on the way. But everything else, you know how it rolls at Ty Talk Sports. NFL is coming up. NBA is just almost about to end, but there's going to be some awesome predictions like we did last year, and we're going to keep it rolling. Mock drafts, rumors, whatever you want, I'm going to be here for it, and I'm going to be posting it as much as possible. So thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know where your March Madness prediction is in the comments below, and until next time, this is Ty Talk Sports signing off. See y'all.